in other news, uh, Bad Baby with H's in it for some reason. AKA Daniel Bragoli, I think is her name.
Danielle Bragoli.
Is she the same to Catch Me Outside? How about
Yeah,
that?
Catch Me
Outside.
AKA
How about that?
Right.
That chick, she finally turned 18. And I only say that because she been 13 for as long as I can remember. Cause
They were like, finally, bro.
And there's a bunch of people that was hyped and loved that because I don't know if it was a day of or a week of, whatever her birthday, she let the world know that she was on OnlyFans. And allegedly she made $1 million in 6 hours. So
get it how you live, shorty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we as three gentlemen who do not have children, you know what I'm saying, I definitely want to get y'all, take on the situation, but I definitely want to have a further conversation with some parents about a few things, dealing with this topic. Because obviously we know her history. Like I said, I think she was like 13 when they was on Dr. Phil. Yep. Her mom took her on there because she was, a reckless child. And initially, she, I guess, a couple weeks before her birthday, brought out the fact that the camp that Dr. Phil sent her and some of the other troubled children to was under investigation or some things, or should be under investigation for some sexual acts and mistreatment of the kids that they were sending in. And she called out Dr. Phil, and she gave him an ultimatum to come forward and say something about it. I don't think he did. I mean, I'm not following the story heavily, so he might have. I don't remember, but
I don't think he did. Cause it would have made news.
Yeah,
well, at least would have made Instagram news.
Right, but the biggest story that really came out was, like I said, she turned 18, and the Hawks were hawking, and like I said, allegedly she made $1 million in 6 hours. I don't know why, but what do y'all think about? Obviously she's 18 now, it's legal age and all that good stuff. I want to get y'all thoughts on one, the culture of men that flock to it right away, and her in doing it, in the first place. Like her, like I said, we already know she had an issue with her mom, so I guess her mom ain't got nothing to say about this. But how do y'all feel about an 18-year-old having an OnlyFans in the first place?
I'll start with the having OnlyFans. A wise prophet by the name of Mason Betha one time said in the song, hustle is a hustle, so I never knock a nigga.
True.
And I believe in that 100%. So she's of legal age and decides, she goes, hey, I've had a buzz on my name since I was 13. Right? She'd made records. She done all, she has a following. So she said, you know what? I can finesse that. I'm already a figure. I can finesse that into OnlyFans. Now, men have different tastes in women, so there's obviously men out there who find her attractive and want to see what she would be doing on OnlyFans, whatever the case may be. She knew all of this. So say this is a legal revenue stream. I'm of age. I can do what I want. Whatever my career aspirations, ways of making money, she chose to do that, and in 6 hours she made $1 million. Sounds like a great plan to me. I don't. OnlyFans, it's there for a reason. These girls that are making money because people are giving them the money. That's how it works. There's a million different types of OnlyFans, but when we think of OnlyFans, we're thinking of sexual things, whether it be nudity, just pictures, or whatever they're doing. Some people are in there basically doing porn, or whatever the case may be. But it's women using their sexuality and selling it. But they're doing it on their own. So men take their sexuality and use it for their gain, and everybody's cool. When a woman decides to do it for herself, now people have problems. You can feel how you want to feel about whether women respecting themselves or whatever the case may be, but these are grown women who only really need the answer to the morals that they hold inside them, which is nobody's business, in my opinion. So, as far as her having an OnlyFans, if you want one and you're legal and then I don't see nothing wrong with you having one. as far as the dudes who were like chomping at the bit, waiting for the clock to strike 12 for the day that she turned 18. I mean, if they waited, technically, legally, there's nothing wrong with that. But it does make you question, how long were you lusting for a child? You know, like how long was it from the catch me outside? How about that days? Did you wait till she was at least 16? Like what? That does make me wonder. Like if you were waiting, that means you've had this child on your mind, which is concerning. I will say that, but that's generally what I have to say about that.
Yeah, to me, it's not a problem for her. And honestly, I believe it. You know, she probably made $1 million in 6 hours, whatever. Hell, Bella Thorne made $1 million, and what? But
it was a lot of refunds on her job.
Right.
So to my knowledge, I haven't heard complaints. Again, I guess I'm not following this story heavily. But it wasn't news that said, "Nah, it's trash."
Right. Yeah,
like Bella Thorne's was news that they didn't like what they were seeing.
You know what I'm saying? And she made $1 million. And honestly, up until that moment, I never even knew who the hell she was. So for her to have made that, made that money off of Disney pop and shit, whatever, then I could believe it for Daniel Brugoli or Bhad Bhabie, whatever, making that too, because I almost called it Bad Bunny. But it's just, there's too many people with too many similar names in the world.
Right? You about to get sued by the dude.
I believe it. And as the same as I thought about it with Bella Thorne, it's people who are watching Disney and you're escaping to OnlyFans to see this person. You see this person as a child growing up, and whatever the case is, it's not 13-year-old boys who saw Bella, who saw
they were kids like her,
Danielle, and say, "Oh, she's 18 like me. Oh, I'm
right,
gonna
exactly.
I want to go on OnlyFans, and I'm gonna
Which I'm
log
sure
in."
a few of them like that.
Yeah, I'm sure, but guess what?
But
Who
the
got
majority,
money? Who got the money like that?
Right,
they're not using they got credit cards,
right?
And I'm pretty sure they're not using their mommy and daddy's credit card because they're gonna see the charges on that shit.
Exactly.
There's no slick way of going about that. So it's a bunch of grown or older men who are doing that, who've seen her, and over the years, because if you're on Instagram or anything, you'll see a story about her pop up because she'll do some dumb shit, and it's basically just to remind people, "Hey, I'm still here. I'm around. I didn't faint to obscurity. You may not heard my music, but you definitely gonna see me." And her body is growing, whatever, and all these dudes like, "Oh shit, nice check. No, good checkpoint." And when it's by the time 18 comes, she can now sell herself out there. Right. She can now sexually exploit herself, and this is the moment they've all been waiting for. and it's a thing to that, because you're following a kid through her plight. Like, you gotta understand, there's a lot of bad chicks who are older, and look, I get it. Some people like women that are younger, but let's understand there are women who are younger that are 19, 20 already, and you following a girl from 13 going up. Like, there's a problem there. Especially the older you get, the worse this looks for you. Whoever these people are, like these are the shit that you see in the Epstein files or whatever. It's the scary side of life. The shit that we really don't want to think about. It's like I said, it's like Rel said, like May said, the hustle's the hustle. I don't care. Like, she can do. I've said it before. I support sex workers. So if she's out there, she's selling her ass or selling nudes or whatever. I don't care. The game is the game. She 18. That shit's fair game. Yeah. We don't gotta like it. The same as like we had about the gun talk. You don't gotta like it, but it is what it is. But if you're the person who was yearning for this kid and couldn't wait for some smut to drop for her. There's a problem with that psyche, with that person, and I don't know how much, because the person is not going to tell you, the amount given by certain users. Right. But, if you have these dudes who, let's just say, if you see out this million, if they actually can see the breakdown of people who do it, and you see folks that just gave $2,000, $3,000, that's not a regular nigga like us.
Right.
That's not a regular 9 to 5 person. Those are more established people who are probably older. Because not everybody's a Zuckerberg. Not everybody's not everybody is a mid-20 hedge fund dude, or whatever. A lot of these dudes are a lot older, like in their 50s, and making some stacks, and like, oh shit, yeah, let me see some more of that. That's crazy. And of course, like it's not on the user, being Danielle or even a Bella or whatever to do shit like that, or even a Yasmin, whatever. Like it's not on them. It's on the person who is paying for it.
Right.
Like how far does your rabbit hole go for this shit? And that's the scary side of life.
I have a question for y'all though. So imagine where does the line get drawn, right? So let's say let's say when the Cosby Show comes out, right? You were like, let's say, because this doesn't come into account for any of us, but let's just say you were 18 when the Cosby Show comes out, right? And then you see like Rudy Huxtable, right? 20 years from that, Rudy Huxtable is tough. You know what I'm saying? And she's of age. I mean, she is half your age or whatever, but she's a grown woman and she's tough. Like, is that for you to view her and be like, yo, she's tough? Is even that wrong?
Good question. I mean, I feel obviously different times. It wasn't OnlyFans when Rudy became 18.
Right. But I'm not even saying she's doing anything OnlyFans like. I'm just saying that you're looking at her and you're like,
I don't think because you can appreciate somebody being beautiful no matter what. Like, oh yeah, she's
I'm not
pretty,
talking
but
about that she's tough. Like you see, you like not that you necessarily want to do something, but you feel like she has appeal. Not that she's because she was pretty. She was little. She was pretty when she was 10. You know what I'm saying? But like now. She's woman pretty to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she looks good to you. Is that cool for you to like would you if somebody told you that like for instance like the shorty from My Wife and Kids, the little light skinned one. She's her early 20s now or something like that. And we were basically grown when that show. So like if Jared was like, yo, Parker McKenna, she can get it. Are you looking at Jared crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, somebody actually sent, I don't know, somebody actually sent me a picture of her actually recently. And I felt like, it's like my niece or something like that.
Okay.
Like, and that's just me. Like, not everybody's, built like that. But yeah, because I seen her grow up.
Right. So
it's like, yeah, now it look a little different.
But see, that's how you look at that.
Yeah, that's just me. That's what
I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Let's say if Jared isn't necessarily like that, or you don't even know how Jared is when it comes to that. Are you automatically judging him?
No, I'm not automatically judging. Like again, I think it's levels to it. So I think if I haven't seen her in a minute, like Katie from Wild Kids, she disappeared and then you came back. All right, but if you've been watching,
right,
like,
that's the part.
I feel like the Bad Baby situation, like he said, she's been continuing to be relevant.
Right, you've been saying
and I feel like dudes been like counting down or like, yeah, buddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like on her.
See, that's an
18th
issue
birthday.
because you're like, like you shouldn't be looking at her like that.
Right.
Because it's like she's that. So that's blatant to me. Like if you say, yo, just wait to, like you turn. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot.
That's like waiting at the red light, revving your car.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, okay, the light's green. I just heard. It's like I'm at the light, but I'm. Like I'm ready to go. Like it's green, let's out. I'm shifting in. You know what I'm saying? Peeling up burnouts. Like dudes, like and like you said, we don't know the breakdown, but somebody for her to do 1 million in 6 hours, that's either a lot of people or a group of people with enough to throw a lot at her. So you know what I'm saying? And knowing like yo, it's a bird. And how many of them I question too? Did you know she just turned 18? Did it matter?
Right.
Did you look up like she 18 yet?
I'm sure there's a percentage of them. I'm sure there's a percentage of them that just saw she had the account was like,
right. I don't even care because like I said, I for the longest 18 yet. Like, and I didn't say that because I want. I'm like, yo, they.
But I think I'm surprised
that she's 13 forever.
Yeah.
Every year somebody, she's 13. Like, it's still.
Right.
Like, time passed. Like, how she still 13?
Right.
Like, I feel like she. And then it was like, oh, she's 18 now. Like,
because
wait,
it's the story of Algamado.
Right, like she was just 13. Now she's 18.
She had the time stone.
Yeah, right. She blipped. But we blipped and she's like 5 years later now.
Exactly.
She's 18 now. Like, I'm like, and she looked the same. She still looked like that little girl.
Yeah,
like,
she does. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So I'm like, y'all not looking at it like, yo, let me see them pictures look like. No.
Right, nah, it's a thing. Like I was gonna say, like it's levels to it. It's really is. If you've been following, like in the Rudy situation, it's like, oh, yo, she's tough. Like, yeah. If you were saying, yeah, I know, I've been watching her for the whole time. Now that's some like nigga. That's some shit right there.
Levels to it. I think it depends on the person, and I won't judge. I think it's on you. How do you? Not I'm not saying you, but within yourself, like, you've been lusting after her for all these years, or you like, you know what I'm saying?
Because I think if you haven't seen, like if you haven't seen it, it's like, okay,
right.
But I agree. If you've been, like I've been following her Instagram since she was 14, bro.
April
like
14,
whoa, like
2021. Yeah.
About that day.
That's only 30 days, 20 hours, 15 minutes, and 32 seconds away, girl.
It's about that day.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you counting it down, you Xing off your calendar. Like, yeah, that's creepy. That's creepy.
That's how I feel like I follow the shorty from I think she's like 16 now. Maybe the shorty from Blackish.
Did you follow her? Word?
Yeah. I can tell you I can follow her. But I follow her not because I think she looked good. She's a kid. Right. But she was producing movies as a kid.
Okay. Diane from
exactly right. That's how it would be like when she turned 18. If I was like, yo, you see, that would be wild.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Like, you're gonna have this coming 2 years from now. So yeah, remember I told you I follow. Look at
Martin. That's I feel like I could never view her in that way.
Right.
I would be able, if somebody would say, "Oh wow, she's beautiful," I'd be able to say, "Yeah." But to look at her as a sexual being, which she has the right to be, she's grown. She's gonna be grown. But as far as from my perspective, like, hey, I was watching you on Blackish, and then I'm watching you. You producing projects and as a kid, But let's say if I had no idea who she was, and then somebody, and I didn't watch I didn't watch like Blackish, and then wasn't keeping up with her, and then somebody goes, "Hey, you remember a show came Blackish?" That was how I'd be like, "Yeah, there was a chick named Diane, and she started to look up, but it's her now." I'd be like, "Oh shit, okay," but I'm keeping up with her, so that would be weird to me, like to even view her in that way. But not every, some people don't care, bro. They just like
Could your niece, daughter?
Cause my niece will have an OnlyFans. Yeah, she's 18.
She could
like but see, this is my thing. Like, if she was 18 and said, "I want to do OnlyFans," like, I wouldn't be like, I'm ashamed to have a niece who's on OnlyFans. I would ask her, like, what attracts you to this? As far as I would want to know, like, for you choosing this, what is inspiring you to do that? And if she can articulate herself and it is coming from a place of where this is like a calculated thing, I'm this and that, I mean, what can I say? This, hopefully, and my niece's parents do a great job of giving her exposure to lots of different things, making sure, she's only 3, she'll be 4 next month. She'll be 4.
We'll come back to the conversation
right. She'll be 4 next month. Right. But they've been doing even already
some virtual shit.
Right. But up until this point, they've been doing a great job of exposing her to lots of different things. So, will that be something that she looks at? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But the fact that she wouldn't do that, I wouldn't be that. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, only hoes do. Nah, I wouldn't do that at all. But I would want to, because it is some things that some women do out of a desperation. Because a lot of these women that make money on there know what they're doing. Like, I can make this, and they have a plan. But some they feel, hey, I don't have nothing else, and that self-esteem says, all people are gonna value about me is this. That's when I'd have an issue, because then that means she has an issue of her self-image and her worth, and that would be the issue, not the OnlyFans. It would be that. But if she was confident in what she was doing, and
Jared, could your niece have a OnlyFans?
Yeah, she's 18. Like, she can do whatever the hell she wants. But I like Rel's point to it. if you can articulate why you want to do this, you know, then by all means you have a conscious decision to it. It's not out of desperation or whatever, because that's the same shit as prostitution. You're prostituting yourself on the street, you know, just to make $1.
Could y'all date a woman that has OnlyFans? Regularly be like wife, girlfriend, a woman that has an OnlyFans.
I think it depends on the content of her OnlyFans.
Okay.
Like, the fact she had one wouldn't be a disqualification.
Okay.
You know, but it would all depend on what she was doing. So, like, if, like, just personally, like, her, like, nudity showing her stuff, I really wouldn't be cool with that. If it was just, like, you know, just, like, maybe scantily clad but not nude or whatever, and if she was making good money, like, you know, like, you know, I think I'd be cool with it. But if anything new, that's kind of, you know, everybody has where they draw their lines. But it wouldn't just be like, oh, you got OnlyFans? All right, I ain't talking about like,
Jared?
It depends on the content also. Would I still fuck with her? I'll fuck her, but I wouldn't.
So
I don't know.
He's like, no.
But it depends on the content, because it goes to our conversation before about Tiana Trump. You know, it's like, knowing a girl that's in the business like that is like, could I take a girl like that serious? So even if you're an amateur, in case you're OnlyFans, you're an amateur.
Right.
You know, if you're doing like these sex scenes and shit, it's like, did you really have to do that? Like this, it's not like you're in the porn business, but this is your business.
Right.
You chose to be on OnlyFans. You chose to do. So it's like, it depends on the content. Then it's like, you know, I can just say, all right, I can be with you, or nah. But
could y'all take the pictures for her?
Yes. So
business relationship.
yeah. Like, so, like, she was doing, let's say she did like lingerie photos, and niggas was really copping her shit. I could be the one who took the pictures. 100%. I'd actually rather be the one who took the pictures.
The photographer.
I mean, if she
bring it off the shoulder.
Let's say I sucked at taking pictures, so she said, "Well, no, I can't be mad at that." You know what I'm saying? But I can take pictures though, so that'll be right up my alley.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, I don't usually go for memes, but remember that famous cast fact saying the top 10 whole professions. Photographer was on that, so I don't know, can't trust that, man.
Well, because there be a lot of photographers that, you know.
Yeah,
they use that as the way in.
Hell, that's how I look on some things on Instagram. Like, I don't even, like, it won't be, sometimes it would be the girl, it would be like the photographer, and he got all these oiled up girls. I'm like, it's the way in.
That's the way in.
But you know, she got to let him in though. So
that's true too. But that be that comfort level. It'd be like, oh yeah, no, he seen me half naked.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, keep going. next photo shoot, take more.
Oh yeah, baby, slow down, baby. Slow down, baby.
Jackie Chan.